Hi, I'm Mike Gordon,
And I'm Ryan Gordon, and the book you read is Where Does the Red Fern Grow?
and we chose this book because it is a timeless classic about a boy and his dog and the relationship that they forge. And it's a boy at ages 10 to 15. That's right around Ryan's age, and minus the land and the dogs.
The author is Wilson Rawls, and he published this in 1961. He was born on September 1913 and died in December 1984. He was a teenager during the Great Depression and grew up in Oklahoma and also had a blue tick hound, also a coon hunting dog.
So the story was based in the early 1900s in the Ozark Mountains of Oklahoma, and the young boy around the ages of 10 years old wants to buy two red bone hound dogs so he can go coon hunting. His parents tell him no because they don't have enough money, and he saves for 2 years and sells worms for fishing, sells blackberries, and he really works with his grandfather to then have him go and purchase these dogs for him. And he ends up having to walk 20 miles to the nearest town and pick up his two dogs and then walk all the way back.
And he named the two dogs Little Ann and Old Dan. Billy takes them to teaches them how to howl raccoons, and then they become two of the best hunting dogs in the area. And the three of them together build a bond that is only a dog owner and his companion will share.
So some of the discussion we had around reading this book was how different the writer styles were back then because it was published in 1961, but also the difference from how our everyday life compares to their everyday life of being on the farm, being able to basically help their parents out, no schooling at the time, just being able to live on a farm with his sisters, with his dad and his mother during the time. So some of the things that the book said to me was how seeing something in the present can bring back a flush of memories. One of the things that the book starts off with Billy being older, much older, and coming home from a day of work, he hears a dog fight going on, and he goes and sees, and there's a bunch of dogs picking on one dog, and it happens to be a red bone hound, and that whole flush of memories bring back this whole story of when he was younger, and it really brings us back to how just looking at one thing can bring back a flush of memories and show us who we are and something about ourselves.
And to me, this book meant that you can have a bond with anyone or anything if you think they are important enough. And it also shows that hard work paid off because Billy spent 2 years making money for these dogs, and they become one of his best childhood memories. And he ends up making enough money for his family to move out of the hills and into the city.
And in the end, we talked about what it would be like just to live in the period without any electronics, not going to school, and having a responsibility to help on the farm and making the livelihood of the parents and being able to hunt coons at night in the Ozark Mountains and having that as your backyard. Thank you.